Okay, so this doesn't always happen, but this has probably been the best experience. Doing the video I did for you earlier, or well, it's the same video, right? Because this is probably right at the end. But I was preparing to play golf, as you know. I went out and played golf, and just played 10 holes on the 18-hole course. Didn't have time really to do much warm up, no chipping or anything like that. Just got straight out there and was just working on the things that we've been talking about. And the first hole, I just decided, you know, I'm just going to take driver. It's par 4, and I think I got lucky because there's a ditch, and I'm pretty sure because I smashed it with the wind, and it ended up just short of the ditch. So I'm thinking it must have hit, popped out, and then yeah, I knocked it on, got the par. And so to cut a long story short, I was 3 over at one point, and then I birdied 2 holes and started to really feel the swing come together. I could have birdied the last 2 as well, so could have been at 1 under, but ended up 1 over par for 10 holes. So I'm delighted at that because I've gone out there with a new set of ideas, not a new set, but just a focus on some swing feels, which was different to what I've done before. But there was one extra piece that I want to share with you in this video, so we're just going to quickly review it, and then yeah, hopefully as we progress, we'll keep refining these skills. So let me share that with you. So as you know, step 1, we was working on this hip hike, shoulder pitch. Rather than me spinning out on the heel, I was working on this movement of the leg here, this pressure here to open the hip, as opposed to pulling the left hip back. It was more a case of driving this right knee forward, which kind of has the same effect, right? I can pull this hip back and this knee comes in, or I can press with this leg. So hip hike, shoulder pitch, and at the same time I'm releasing the shoulder. But the thing that worked, because on the 3rd hole, I hit a 5-iron on a par 3 right straight into a bunker. Ended up bogeying the hole. And I was trying to think to myself, what caused that ball to go to the right? And there's a couple of videos. One's from Marcus from Zen Golf Mechanics, where he does a drill with someone. If you go on his side, you'll see him. They go out into the dirt, and he's got this the club in the left hand here, and they're digging the toe in like this. They're digging the toe into the ground in order to feel what it feels like for whoever the player was they're dealing with or teaching, to get that kind of impact, yeah. But then there's another guy called John Erickson, and I'm so on the edge of signing up for his course. It's very expensive, but I'm so on the edge because I was so fascinated by listening to him talk on the Be Better Golf channel that I signed up to his YouTube channel as well. And he talks about a number of things that he's looking to do, where the club really flattens out. And I'm pretty convinced the flattening of the club has got a lot to do with how much awareness someone's got with releasing their right shoulder blade. Club flattens out, almost like behind you, and then, because he even talks about it like this, he said he'd prefer, for if there was a light coming out of here, for that light to almost like point up to the sky, and then with this arm here, there's it's ripping around and maintaining what does he call it now? Shaft flex. So it's kind of ripping around the corner like that. And so in order to do this, you need some forearm strength. Anyway, so what's my point here? So I'm focused on this here, shoulder pitch, and then basically what started to happen is that I had a shot on a par 5 from 77 yards. Now 77 yards for me is like my exact yardage for half a 50 degree. So I get my 50 degree, and I just half swing up, half swing through. But I'm not very good at controlling these shots. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I put it on the board over here, the scratch golf board. If you've not seen that, that's the very first video on this channel. And I've got here 0 to 60 feel shots. I mean, that should probably be 0 to 80 or 0 to 100 feel shots. But essentially, what I did differently, because at that point, that was the hole after the par 3, and I'm thinking, and I'm working through this like as the same patterns I'm thinking here, like the halves, the hip hike, the shoulder pitch, release the shoulder, and in a smaller movement, I started to think, well, hang on, let's just see if I release this club down, a bit like what Marcus was talking about, and what John Erickson talks about really just rotating that round like so. And I had this really nice low crisp 50 degree shot, bang, just onto the front edge of the green. And it was really, gentle. It was like this. And it was crisp, and it flew. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So then a couple of holes later, I was on a par 4. I'd hit a 4-iron down there just for position, and I had a pitching wedge. No, I had 124 yards into a really strong wind. I remember pulling out an 8-iron because the wind was really strong, like crazy strong. You probably even hear it now. It's the same out there. And I sort of did the same thing. I just concentrated again up here, get this leg moving, and once I was in this position, just rip this forearm down and into the ball, and sort of finish like so. This ball went flying, landed about so far away from the thing, got the birdie. Next hole, bang, drive it down the middle, same yardage again. I was like, oh nice, I've got 70 yards. So I thought, well, this time I'll just go a bit easier because the ground's still hard, bouncing. Same shot, bang. Rotated that round, bounce, 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 got up, boom, back-to-back birdies, brilliant. Next hole, par 3, got through that. Next hole, par 5, again, I think I had exactly the same yard. I think I had 77 yards again. Did exactly the same shot, stiffed it, missed the putt. So that's the one I could have, got me back to level par. And so that combination of movements, the hip hike, the shoulder pitch, this leg coming out here, the release of this right shoulder, because what matches up nicely is just this right shoulder releases. It seems it's more natural for this kind of like attacking down on the ball and then up. Shoulder releases, and just felt super, super crisp. So in summary, it's kind of interesting because I've been watching through like the other clips that are part of this video, and so to put this little summary at the end and to have it show that it's probably the most successful garage session that I've had recently in terms of putting together some bits and pieces, and that's essentially what we do. And we're just going to do more and more of these until we just keep refining. What I'll probably do next time is, rather than work on the down the line view, I'll go back to the front view and I'll look at some movements from the front, and I'll see, because what I tend to do is I tend to have a habit of turning back, and then rather than just going like straight into this attacking moment here, I'll go back and I'll get lazy and I'll slide, and then I'll go into it. And what I really want to be doing is getting this shoulder pitch here and opening at the same time, so that whole thing compresses but doesn't slide then open. It's like opening and at the same time. So again, it's small, but because I know what I'm looking at, because I've had a million golf lessons, and I got sick of just going to the golf lesson and then just look, because I think the thing is, go to a golf lesson, you might see you swing on video like 2 or 3 times. When I'm sitting here with 90 golf balls and I see 90 swings, it might not be 90, it might be 30, something, And then once I get to the end of the session, I'm happy. I'll just delete all the rubbish ones, keep the good one, and then I can just go back through the catalogue and I can just see where I was. So, hope you enjoyed this long, massive, mega video. But these are the kind of things we're going to do, because this is the detail I think I have to go into in order to get down to scratch. And I want you to come with me on this journey. So, enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video.